Pistons fans all over the great state of Michigan. We are here once again with Pistons Weekly. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this live stream. Deuce,
Yes, sir.
we got a win tonight. How you feeling?
How am I feeling? Detroit basketball. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling, bro. How about you? Man?
Yeah, it feels good, man. To be back on the winning side of things, especially in the fashion that is happening, especially
Yeah.
with a special player tonight that we're going to have a lot of time to talk about.
I think so. I think we're gonna spend a little bit of time on that. First of all, shout out to everybody who was here. As always, I know everybody in the chat, y'all going crazy. It's good to have a stream right after a win, ain't it? Don't it feel good to actually be able to have some excitement? Because you see little bits and little flashes and glimpses here and there of what this team can be. So I'm feeling good, man. Anything stand out to you tonight, bro? And by the way, anybody in the comments, let us know what y'all saw, because there was a ton of things we can get to. So let us know. But King, start with you, bro. What did you see in this game tonight that stood out to you, good or bad? It wasn't much bad, but what did you see?
I saw a little consistency on defense, man. That's the most important thing right there. The consistency on defense. It looked like the Knicks wanted no parts of it whatsoever. They wanted no parts of the running and gunning too from the Pistons way we started out the game. It's like I said, we're a young team. We need to run. A lot of teams don't want to deal with that. Tonight, the Knicks just didn't want to deal with it.
Right.
So, two positives, man.
Yeah, man. This was a fun game, man. I talk often about starting games, right? Our Pistons at times have started games very slowly, and they find themselves trying to get back into the game, second half and things like that. A lot of time playing them even the rest of the game. But that bad first quarter, that deficit in that first quarter usually ends up being the deficit at the end of the game a lot of times, because they get off to such bad starts. Tonight was the opposite, bro. They came out and they did what I've been asking forever. Hit first, especially on the road, man. You get down in these games early, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So I was really happy to see that, because they haven't done that much lately. And it looked like tonight they got up for this game and they was like, look, this is a big platform. Everybody's probably, more people tuned into this game. So let's give them something to watch.
Yeah, man. Like I say, it's when they come with this type of effort and stay consistent throughout the game, man, you can play with anybody in this league. Like we mentioned before in previous streams, man, these teams, you can't rest guys against the Pistons.
Right.
You cannot do that. We're not that team this year. You cannot rest guys. The Celtics almost found that out.
Yeah.
You can't do that with this Pistons team. You're gonna get beat. I've seen it when they put the camera on Karl Anthony Towns. He kind of had that look in his face, like, man, maybe I shouldn't have took off. Night, it's no load management nights.
Right.
No more. You got to get up and play.
Yeah. I would take that personal. Yeah. We heard what Jaylen Brown said, about guys getting off when the stars aren't playing. I would take that kind of stuff personal. Like, okay, you guys see us as a team that you can beat at 75% strength. You don't think we're good at all. It looked like they took that personal tonight, man. As you mentioned, Cat was out tonight. A star was out for the Pistons, but Cat was obviously the bigger, more impactful, subtraction from tonight's game, just because of what he means for their team. But what stood out to me too, bro, is I actually tweeted before the game that I thought the backcourt was going to get off tonight. And Jaden didn't get off. He had some big shots late, but we know what Cade did tonight. But just because I feel like the best defense on Jalen Brunson is attacking him on the offensive end, making him work, getting physical in him, just making him work defensively all night. He was doing uncharacteristic things. How many times have you seen him miss 2 free throws in a row?
Right.
Or bounce the ball off his knee out of bounds? He looked like he was affected by the physicality and the size of our guards tonight. What did you see?
Yeah, just turnovers in general, man, with him. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guy that turns the ball over a lot. And tonight, he just was turning that thing over.
Yeah.
So that's a testament to, the effort that the Pistons brung. Like I say, you got to go at these guys. You can't let them have comfortable nights. You have to go at them and make them defend you, make them get tired, make them, do uncharacteristic things, overthink and everything else. When you're playing and having a game like, Cade Cunningham had tonight,
right?
Automatically, the guy on the other side is going to be doing some uncharacteristic things, man, because this guy's getting off on me, man. And, 29 points, another double-digit assist night. you know, with 10 boards and like I said, you just got a triple double put on your head. That's not
Yeah.
a good feeling for anybody in the league, especially when you got a young guy coming into the league, man. So, like I said, it was just big time for the Detroit Pistons to get a win tonight. Looked like Deuce fell out for a second, so we'll give him a second. But um, yeah, man, big time win. Big time win. You know, you need to stack wins. That's what you're trying to do if you want to even be in the conversation to be in a play-in situation. You gotta stack these type of wins, man. That's just what it is. So uh obviously a revenge game against the Knicks. They totally embarrassed us the first time we played against them. It wasn't fun whatsoever. It was not fun, man. So to see them beat them tonight, it was huge, big time, man. So once Deuce gets back, we're gonna take a look at the box score and really see what everyone did in a collective effort. But when you got guys like Beasley, who to me is man turning into, I mean, literally, if not the best, one of the top three shooters in the entire NBA. And it's just been fun to watch him because he's so aggressive. He's so confident out there. Deuce, you good? You back? Or you coming back? Okay. All right. Yeah, he'll be back. Um, but Beasley's been nothing but a pleasure, man. Obviously, he got some Detroit blood running through him. Shout out to him and his moms. Shout out to 6 Mile and Evergreen over there in that area. Hop, skipping and jump from where I'm from, 7 Mile and Evergreen. So, but yeah, just big time, man. Big addition for us, and like I said, I hope the Pistons can keep them around as long as they want. Um, Tim Hardaway Jr. was pretty decent today too. Like I said, he's been giving effort on the defense here and there. Like we know he's been taking charges this season. Um, but he was out there. The things that he's doing out there. For instance, there was a play where I believe Cade had turned the ball over, and you can see him on the court telling Cade to kind of settle down. I'm saying you got to wait until no, it was I know what it was. It was a pick and roll. Um, Tim Hardaway Jr. had set him a pick, and Cade took off a little too early, and they ended up getting an offensive foul for that. But you can see Tim Hardaway telling him, "Hey, wait for me to get set. We got to be patient with it. I'm gonna get you that pick. I'm gonna get you where you need to be. You good, Deuce?"
Yes, sir. My bad. Go
Yeah,
ahead. What I meant.
yeah. Just talking about some of the efforts from some of the other guys. Even though if you're not looking at the stat sheet, the things they do. Yeah, I was talking
Right.
about the play where Cade got Tim Hardaway Jr. got the offensive foul, setting screen for Cade, and then
Yeah.
when the camera went back to Tim Hardaway, you could see him out there saying, "Hey, wait for me to set the pick." You know what I'm saying? You got
Right.
to pick
Yeah.
off early stuff. Yeah, just keeping control out there. Veteran stuff. Um,
To your
like
point.
mhm.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was my point. That's it.
Yeah. To your point, because I remember earlier this season you mentioned we talked about JD and his offensive fouls on screening and his timing and getting the timing right with K, right?
Mhm.
And you made a good point that because I was always saying, well, more times than not, I was saying looks like JD his timing was off. But one thing that Greg Kelser said tonight is that the chemistry wasn't there between Tim Hardaway Jr. and K. K needs to give him more time to set the screen.
Set that
So you're
screen.
just seeing how screen setting is just not transferable.
Right.
Like you need to understand how these guys like screen set. You need to understand positioning. You need to understand how much time a certain guy needs to get there as opposed to a different guy. A big guy may need an extra dribble, right? But a guard might not need that, or vice versa. So that was interesting for me to see just chemistry, right? Chemistry
Mhm.
with because we at time we don't really see too much screen and roll action with guards. It's usually the big man. So it looks like JB's opening the playbook a little bit, and you're gonna have these turnovers. You're gonna have these flaws, these little errors here and there because guys haven't ran these actions with each other yet. The chemistry isn't there in that aspect of it yet. So it's just cool to see, even though it's mistakes, it's cool to see the mistakes and be able to identify why and see that they're fixable.
Also gave a shout out to, of course, Beasley. You know what I'm saying? Just like I
Yeah,
say, he's definitely a top 5 shooter in the league right now. I
facts,
just aggressive. I mean, if you leave him open, it's death. You
man.
know what I'm saying? He's been consistent in what he does. May have 1 or 2 games where he's a little cold, but man, he's gonna give it to you every single night. And if his three ain't falling, he's gonna try to shoot a little floater, play some defense. He's gonna give you whatever he can out there, and that
Bro.
needs to be the mentality for everybody on the team.
Yes. Yes. You hit it on the head. I've been saying it for weeks, for a couple weeks now. I think he's going to be in the 3-point contest this year.
Yeah.
The way he's getting those shots up and the volume he's getting them up with, he's going to be in that 3-point shootout. And if he keeps this up off the bench, he's going to be in a conversation for 6 men of the year.
Yeah.
Because he's not just giving you shooting, he's giving you offensive punch off the bench consistently. And that's why I heard people saying, should he be starting or should he not be starting? To me, it doesn't matter because the minutes are going to be there either way. Mm-hmm. And he's shown that he can play off the bench or start seamlessly. Right. So it doesn't matter. So as long as he's getting his minutes, I don't care. I'd rather him be off the bench because it gives our roster more balanced offensive and defensive versatility. But either way, he's going to get buckets. He's shown that. Right. So I'm really happy with what I've seen from him. He just continues to impress, man. And he made so many big shots when we needed him. Right. And he and Cade too. We'll get to Cade, but Beasley made a lot of big shots, man, when the Pistons were kind of sluggish a little bit, or when you could feel that the tide was kind of about to turn when the Knicks going to try to make a run. So every time he made a big shot.
Yeah, man. Like I said, just looking at the box scores right here.
Yeah.
Pretty much every starter was a positive out there on the floor. 29 points, 15 assists, 10 rebounds. That's absurd. So that's absurd. And I'll take 3 turns any day. That's average for a point guard.
What, man? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I've been saying all season, for now, as he continues to work on getting them down consistently, just give me a 2-1. Give me 8-4 or give me 10-5. Like that's the worst I think you can go right now. That's what I was asking for. But tonight, 15 assists to 3, that's a 5-1, bro.
Yes.
It's a 5-1 turnover ratio. So he did, man. Incredible game. Go ahead.
What's happening not just with this game, but over the last couple of games, you're seeing Cade become more and more of a pure type of point guard. What I'm saying? He's taking care of the basketball a lot better, but at the same time, double digits assists, you can never argue with that. You're finding your teammates in spots. There's starting to be some chemistry built there. That's what you're looking for, especially out of a young guard like Cade, man. So, yeah, like I said, plus 16 from the floor. Beasley is just 23 points tonight. 7 out of 10 from the 3-point line, bro. Man. Like, where can you can't just buy that anywhere in the league right now.
Yeah, Pistons got lucky with that signing, bro. Yeah, that's all you can really say. He's just been so much of a impact on and off the floor.
Yeah. Even Fontecchio, even though he only shot 4. Yeah, he only shot 3 threes tonight. He was 2 for 3. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I'll take that any night because we all know he was struggling for a little while.
You know why too?
Yeah, right.
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, right. So, you get out there, you shoot the ball. I don't need all the extra curriculum, things you're doing out there. Shoot. That's what you're there for.
Catch and shoot. If it ain't there, if the shot ain't there, if it's contested, move it. Yeah. That's literally it. That's all I want to see. It'll come back to you if it's supposed to.
Yeah, man. Another tough shooting night for Tim Hardaway Jr. But like I said, just the intangible, just the things he was doing out there on the court, besides that, was definitely helpful. What I'm saying? He was helping settle things down when he was out there on the court. So I'll take that too. Tobias continues to struggle from 3.
Man, he had a great game last game. 26, probably his best offense. I want to give him credit. Probably his best offensive game of the season last game, but it's been more so of an anomaly than it has been the norm. So I'm with you. Overall, he's still struggling with his jumper, with his shot.
Man. So, like I said, hopefully you can keep teetering until we can get him into mid-season form, and he can turn the tide, man. So we need him just as much as we need everybody else. These games are not even close if he shoots the ball well. If Tim Hardaway Jr. shoots the ball well, they're not even close. You know what I'm saying? You become a real problem against some of these teams. But you have to be able to keep up with them because every team is loaded with shooters right now. Yes. And we need our shooters to shoot. So, just got to knock them shots down, bro. And when you look at it in the post, 12 points from during the night, but only 3 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Cade got 10, Tobias got 9. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of spreading around a little bit. You know, I whatever it is. I just need more rebounds from my big man though. 3 rebounds is just not enough for me. That's not enough effort for me. I'll say that.
Right.
So
No, I'm with you.
yeah,
I'm with you on
yeah,
that. It wasn't. I think it wasn't for lack of trying tonight. He did play hard tonight. The effort was there. You could see him trying to defend the glass. And a lot of those shots were off of 3-pointers, offensive rebounds, long bounces and stuff like that. But overall, I agree with you. The rebounding needs to be there, especially when you got guys like Isaiah Stewart who are continuing to just do what he does. You know, he had 5. You know what I mean, off the bench. So to your point, bro, we just got to see that the way Stu dominates and kind of just plants his flag in the paint, like this is mine, get out the way, I'm pushing you out, this is not yours, I live here. I want to see that same tenacity from JD. You know, as just setting that tone, letting everybody know it's gonna be a long night if you're trying to get in this paint. You know, because that's the tone Stu sets. So if he does that, I think that will in itself will go a long way, just mentally as far as bringing that approach.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking though. Looking at that, he only had 3. I thought he had more than that. Just by
It
watching
felt like
tonight,
it.
it felt like it. Yeah, he had more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, it's not all about stats, man. It's just being out there and contributing with your team,
right,
to help them win a basketball game. The Pistons closed the game out. Did get a little uncomfortable at the end. You know, they was giving up those threes, but you know they closed another game out. So I'll take that any day. Any day the Pistons close a game out,
right,
I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So
I wanted to point this out too, about Ryan. And I'm noticing, and this goes back to credit to JB Bickerstaff, right? As far as taking what you have and maximizing it instead of trying to implement something brand new that you don't know if everybody's going to grasp, right? Like we had last year. Maximizing his guys, man, maximizing skill sets, maximizing the players you have and making them work together. What I'm noticing from Ron is that he's cutting a lot more and a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot. He's very active. Tonight, Cade had a drive to the rim. And as soon as Cade drove, you saw Holland dive to the basket from the opposite side of the court. And Cade dropped it off to him. And he had an easy layup. It looked a lot like how D Wade and LeBron used to do. When you would see LeBron shoot to the basket. And then you see D Wade trail him. And LeBron would drop it off for a dunk. That's the kind of action that I see JB Bickerstaff is trying to run. Because we understand that Ron's not a shooter. So how can we maximize him offensively? Let's get him involved on a weak side dive. While the defense is so focused on Cade, right? So, and he's athletic at the rim to finish. So I just like how JB is continuing to put these guys in the best position. But how can I maximize these guys' effort? Or not effort, but how can I maximize their skill sets in order to make them successful? So I was just cool seeing that play because I've seen that play so many times just with other teams. So to see that this is a way to maximize Ryan's effort, at least for now, until that shooting stroke starts to improve, it's good to see that too.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. Like I said, man, it's important to get these type of games. I can't say that enough.
Yep.
The in season tournament. Do you know who's the next opponent? Or do you got that on you, or I'll pull it up if I have to?
I think that's it, isn't it? I think it's over.
Is that it? Oh, it's over.
We're done. Yeah, we got eliminated last game.
I forgot. Good Lord.
Yeah. I felt like we should have been representing, but that last game didn't go too well. If we would have beat Milwaukee, we would have been in. But because Milwaukee won, we had to rely on, I think, either Boston losing or the Hawks or the Hawks. One of those two teams. We had to play the numbers game after we lost. We needed help from other teams, and it just didn't work out. So it was still a good experience to be able to just play meaningful basketball. You know what I mean? Like I hadn't heard this much ESPN buzz or wherever talking about the precursor to an in-season tournament game, because everybody was saying this hinge, whoever wins this game between the Bucks and the Pistons is going to win, their group. So this is the most important basketball, or at least the most meaningful basketball widespread outside of Detroit, as far as people watching and seeing how that plays out, because it kind of affected the rest of the Eastern Conference standings as far as the quarterfinal. So I like that they got at least that. You know what I'm saying? They got up for that. It does kind of worry me a little bit about not putting effort into other games. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're all 82, they all count. And when you're trying to get into a position of getting to a play-in or a playoff, you can't skip games to win NBA Cup games. You got to stack games. You got to get wins or however you can. So losing to Philly just to prepare for Milwaukee to lose again. Now you lost both games trying to win one. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I worry about with the tournament. But it is fun at the same time. So it's just one of those balancing acts. What are your thoughts on that?
I think we'll be fine. Obviously, you're going to see a little sprucing up from some of these guys, towards the end of this month and in the month of January, because, in February, what time is coming.
Right.
A lot of these guys, man, you still trying to, get some solid contracts in this league.
Right.
We got some hunger on this team.
Yes.
And you're going to see that come out during that time. But at the same time, even after that trade deadline period is over, hopefully the Pistons are on the right track to where we can make a serious push to try to at least try to fight for a play-in position. Mm-hmm. And that motivates you in itself right there. So, just to have them win, what do we want? 3 games during the tournament?
Yeah, 3-1.
It's huge. It's huge compared to what the type of season we had last year.
For sure.
So, you can't ask for more. It's Milwaukee, man. It's like, come on,
we didn't even real quick. We didn't even go 3-1 at all last year. At any point in the season. So I just wanted to point that. Go ahead. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, man. Like I said, even with that situation, it's just I think we're gonna be motivated throughout the season. We're gonna use different things to keep us going.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be big time for the Pistons, man. It's a lot of different opportunities out there for these guys to make some headway and win some games while they can, because these teams, they're gonna continue to disrespect us and do the load management thing. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And then surprisingly end up getting into a play-in situation and give somebody a hard time. That's just what I'm looking for. For this season. And I think it's something that we can seriously achieve. I really do.
For sure. We can spoil a lot of hopes and dreams this year if we play the way we're supposed to. If we bring this effort tonight, this is the best win of the season.
Yeah.
If they play this way, and when I say this way, I don't even mean as far as field goal percentage and efficiency. Like, I just mean taking care of the ball. I mean hitting first, or at least trying to match the energy if you're playing on the road, especially. Those kind of things. Effort, staying locked in for 48 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Executing, not turning the ball over, getting out in the break, easy buck. Like, if they do that kind of stuff every night, just bring that same approach every night, they'll win 35 games easy. So that's all I want to see. That's really all I want to see.
And is that where your prediction is, around 35?
Mine was at 34.
34.
What you got?
Right. I went bold.
You went 40 or something, didn't you?
I went 40. I went bold, man.
I'm gonna give you one chance to alter your your prediction.
That's the bold prediction. At first, I was anywhere from 33 to 37 guy. That's where I was.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity to put your
let us know.
Put your money where your mouth is, man. If you're confident about the numbers and the predictions that you have for the Pistons to win this season, I want to see it, man. So listen, hop over here to BetUS. Y'all know what it is.
Do it.
They have everything that y'all need over here. They got the regular season wins. Of course, you don't see the Pistons on here right now because they just played a live game. But when you go on here, make your selections. Hey, if you got the Pistons winning 20 games, 30 games, whatever it is, go ahead and place that bet. Put the bet in right now over at BetUS, man. Remember, when you go over there, there is a 150% bonus up to your first deposit, up to $2,000. You can use the promo code YouTube150 to get that deal. Make sure you check it out. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't be a little don't be a little girl about it, man. Put your money where your mouth is. Stand on business. Stand 10 toes down, man, and do what you got to do. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up something.
Shoot it.
When you look at the players on the bench,
okay,
Bobby Clinton, right? Reed.
Okay.
Players that you want to see get on the court.
Yes.
Players that are playing right now.
Okay.
Somebody's got to go, don't they, dude?
I was waiting on that.
Somebody's got to
Okay.
go.
So you and I are in alignment when it comes to Bobby Clement. I think we both think he's going to be a stud in this league. Very, very important player, hopefully, for the Pistons for a long time. And we've seen him recently on the court, getting shots up with Cade and stuff like that. So hopefully he needs to come back soon. But so let me know your thoughts on this. I recently said that as great as Tobias played last game, best offensive game of the season, offensively, we're still too small. Our front court is too small. You can't be 6'8". You can't be undersized at power forward and not top tier athlete. You either got to be undersized and athletic as hell like Asar, or you got to be big enough and not athletic like Stu. You can't be both. So I felt playing against Milwaukee and Boston in back-to-back games, you saw that. Just dominate on the glass. So I already felt like we needed to upgrade at the 4. That's not to say that Clinton should start. I'm not saying that because he's not like kind of a big, at least not yet, right? He's not big enough yet to do that every single night. But I do think that there needs to be a shakeup at some point at that spot if we're going to move forward. And I'm not saying he should get all of those minutes because I do think Tobias still should get some minutes. But I wouldn't mind. It's something I think you said before too, as far as giving Tobias some minutes at the 3 to allow other guys opportunity at the 4, like Clinton when he comes back eventually, bringing him along slow. It's been a minute. But I definitely think that Tobias's minutes, you got to give some of those to Clinton as the season continues to progress, in my opinion. That doesn't fully address the big power forward big need, but I just think you got to find minutes for him. I think he's too good of a player not to because of his playmaking ability as well as his shooting in intangibles in IQ. You got to find minutes for him somewhere. That's my thought.
Hey, you got to, just with him alone being on the roster, you're looking at guys like Stu and Reed, and you've seen both of their names popped up momentarily for rumors of possibly being traded. I think Reed is the more realistic option because he's not in the rotation right now. And obviously the league knows what type of player he is, so there is value there. And I think it just may end up being him. Unfortunately, I wanted to see him play. He can play his behind off, but man, the way Stu is playing, he's just not going to get on the floor right now.
And I'm with you for that reason, and because we always talk identity.
Yeah.
Right. Reed just got here, and it's not his fault he just got here. But when you're talking about identity, that's a disadvantage. Stu has been here since the beginning, and he's always played the same way. We talk about guys like Bees who are mature, who set the tone as far as bringing confidence to these guys. Stu does that when it comes to physicality and just the identity. He is that guy. I think he means more to this team than a Paul Reed does just because of who he is foundationally. And that's something that we need. Absolutely something that I don't think Stu is going to be traded for a while. I just don't. Just because of what he means to us. He's got that Draymond type of identity.
He's the lunch pail guy.
He's the lunch. Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to say. He's the lunch pail guy. And we've always had lunch pail guys when we were successful. So just on that alone. And then the encore, you see he continues to get better. He continues to get closer and closer to his ceiling that's probably lower than most bigs just because he's not gifted athletically like most bigs are. But he's inching and squeezing out all of that potential of his game. And that, once again, that mindset is what is going to rub off on other players. And I think we're already seeing it. So to me, if it's between those two guys, it's gotta be Stu that stays. Absolutely.
Yeah, it would have to be. The only way I could see him leaving, it would have to obviously be a player of his stature.
There you go.
That can play at a certain position.
Right.
You
like if you could get a Bam Adebayo and for Stu and something else, but that's a whole different conversation.
What about for Brandon Ingram?
No. Listen, bro. Brandon Ingram is a very talented player.
Do you want Brandon Ingram?
No. We had this conversation every year. I don't want, and it's no shade to him, bro.
They don't have a choice now but to extend him or trade him.
They have to. And as much as we talk about, Cade had a shin injury, yada yada yada. Asar had his blood clot, yada yada. Like we're already having concerns about the best ability being availability for some of our key guys. You want to bring in another guy who's shown that he's not available as much as we need him to be? Like we're gonna be rolling out during the pregame warm-ups in wheelchairs, man. Yes. Yeah. Like, no, we need guys who can play. We need guys who can play who are dependable. I don't want to bring in another guy who's independable. I just don't. That's my thought. But let me know. Let me know if I'm crazy, Chad. Let me know what y'all think. King, what you think, bro?
Not crazy, man. I'm always that person, and especially when we trade for them type of guys, they come here and they get injured, bro. We all know I was one of the main ones around here screaming when Blake Griffin came. As soon as we needed him, in the playoffs, he got hurt.
And he got, look, it wasn't his fault that he got hurt. He even tried to gut it out. But he wasn't the Blake that we needed to even compete. We got swept. So to your point, it's just the availability part. It ain't the want to. Are you durable or not at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that's what it's about at this point. That's why I got like Jaden. He's durable. Like he's gonna be available more times than not. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want. I want guys who I know. I ain't gotta be checking the injury report at every game to see. He's questionable tonight. Upgrade to questionable. Upgrade to that. Like no, bro. No. I want to look at the stat sheet and know you're gonna be available.
A lot of money to me does not mean I want a dicey player. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is he gonna be available or not shouldn't be a question if it's gonna be a player that's making a lot of money.
Right.
That's just what it is. And that's, like I said, that's why I didn't want a Blake over here. He was historically every time the playoffs came around, him and Chris Paul both get hurt.
Yeah.
All the time. And it wasn't going to stop here in Detroit, and I don't think it's going to stop here in Detroit with him either. So
I'm out on BI. And honestly, I think it's too much of a repeat with what Cade has to offer. I feel like he's Cade without the playmaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like he gives you a lot of versatility. He's not a great spacer. He's a good mid-range player who can post here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like too much of a repeat. It feels like if I'm going to pay that much money, I need to address a serious need that I have. He's not a light down defender, not a great spacer. What do we say coming into the season? The two things we need to address: defense and spacing.
Spacing, man.
He doesn't give us any of those, either one of those. So I'm not going to pay that much money or give up the assets that are going to bring him here, and he's not reliable as far as just being on the court. No way I'm doing that. Mm-mm.
So who's in Deuce's world?
Okay.
Who's untradeable on this team? Obviously, Cade, we all know that.
Yeah. How many slots I got? Give
me 3.
3 slots. Okay. So we already know Cade is untradeable. Oh, that's hard. That's tough. Because of surprises. So like I wasn't expecting Beasley to do this. I'm not saying he's untradeable. Okay. So for me right now, as of today, the backcourt is untradeable. Just because we haven't seen, we talk about it all the time, bro. You got to get these guys time. We talk about Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Darius. It's got like all these duos, right? They didn't get to the finals overnight. You just now see Cleveland starting to ascend. It's been a few years. Mm-hmm. Before last year, we saw Boston knocking at the door for years. We saw Tatum's rookie season, dunking on Bron, conference, like all that. And they kind of regressed a little bit. And they were teetering forever. They didn't trade him. Now look, people talking dynasty, led by them. So, like, to me, as of today, until proven otherwise, those two are untradeable because I am going to be determined to get the reps in, period. If it don't work, it don't work. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to trade either one of those guys without fully knowing whether it does or not. So those two are untradeable. The third guy is very hard. Like just off limits. Like if they come with a good deal, still like off limits.
No, I just saw somebody you don't see getting traded.
Okay,
I'll give you that for the third slot.
Somebody I don't see getting traded, like least likely. For me, it's between. I want to say that's hard, bro, because I want to say Asar, but when you got a guy like Holland who does a lot of the things that Asar, not everything, he can't play make, but I think that makes Sar or Holland a little bit more tradable. I hate to say it, but Stu, to me, it's Stu. And I know he's not the greatest basketball player. I know that. But when you have a young team, man, a young, impressionable basketball team, JB Bickerstaff talks about identity all the time. That's like all he talks about. Nobody embodies that more than that dude. Nobody. We hear so many. Remember when Rick Mahorn got traded the year after they won?
Yeah.
Remember how all these teams after that started to get brave and start trying to bully and push the Pistons because he wasn't there anymore? Like, that's the kind of stuff that Stu brings to this team. It's like, if you on the court with you, you know ain't nothing gonna happen. And if it does, you know you good because Stu's out here. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff is important, man, as far as just being a swag. So to me, it's Cade, Jaden, and Stu. Those are my three untradables as of today. And I'm not thinking twice about it. Those are my three. What about you?
Right,
that's a good question. Great question.
For me, obviously 1 and 2 is Cade and Ivy.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be stupid to split them for right now.
Thank you.
They're both on the rise right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For that third person, though, I mean, Holland, yeah, he's a rook. I'm not trading Asar before I trade Holland. So,
yes, yes, I agree.
I would probably say guys like Asar are safe simply because he embodies all the same stuff that Stu does. But at the same time, he has a couple of other skills and talents that he possesses that's valuable to a team.
Right.
So that's where I would be. It would be Stu and Asar. I didn't mention, obviously, we're not going to mention Beasley because Beasley, we just need to make sure we resign Beasley.
Yes, I think Devin said that. Yeah, he said we got to resign him.
Don't let him go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Keep him here. You love it here. You be in the trenches. Let him stay here, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Let him stay here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it would be, it's more of the Stu and Asar.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Now, with that said,
if
you make a trade for a big, are you moving Durant for certain names?
What's up with these hard questions tonight, bro? you on it tonight, bro. That's another good question.
The entire time I'll be watching this team, it's just like I'll be like, man, trade deadline coming. It's gonna be interesting.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. So, okay, I need names. Chat, give us some names. Because look, because I didn't mention JD as untradeable. So you gotta ask me. You gotta ask the question. That's a fair question. Give us some names. Who you got?
Here is this is what I would do.
Okay.
Keeping Durant. Why? Based off of age and potential. What I would do to help Durant. Maybe you got a guy that's familiar that want to go back to where he came from. You got Reed.
There we go.
You got Reed. You got Reed sitting on the bench, and I'm probably sure he ain't gonna say no to going back to Philly. Philly just ain't gonna figure it out. They not winning no championship no time soon.
They're not getting the playoffs likely this year, bro. Yeah.
Send Reed back and if you guys send somebody else and bring back our guy. Go trade and get Dre.
Yeah, he been on this for like 6 months, maybe even since last year.
It just makes sense.
I'm not mad at it though. I'm really not.
It just makes sense.
You know what? I'm not mad at. I just thought of another reason why I'm not mad at that. You often talk about, to your credit, the similarities from these guys early in their career, how taking plays off, not being consistent. One of the other things that I noticed tonight that they have that's similar to each other when they play here, foul trouble early in games. How many times did you see Dre in the first few minutes of the game with 5 points and 5 rebounds and 2 steals in the block in the first 5 minutes or the first 2 or 3 minutes, and then he gets a second foul? Bitch, it was so frustrating, bro, when he would do that because he would be playing so well, and then he wouldn't come back until midway through the second quarter at best. So JD's the same thing. I do think though, to Drum's credit, early in his career, Dre was more effective. Dre, in my opinion, earlier was the better basketball player. Just to be fair, the numbers don't lie. But and looking at what he had around him too. But to an extent, Duren is kind of going through the same thing. Even tonight, he got a little foul trouble again, and he was off to a good start. You can see when he's into a game when he's not. It's easy to see it. You can just watch him, just watch him. And tonight was another one of those games where he started off well, got in foul trouble, had to go to, and that kills your rhythm. That kills the team's rhythm. That everything. It gets the opposing team back into the game. If you're in it's just a domino effect. So I'm not mad at that at all. I say all of to say I'm fully on board now with you when it comes to that Drummond move, just because I see how much Jalen Duren could benefit from it. I really do.
Yeah, like I said, it's for me it just benefits him the entire way simply because nights like tonight, got to give credit to that comment by Elton.
Great comment.
Dre's habits on rebounding, his timing, his technique, learning how to feel the rebound, everything else, all those things he can teach Duren. Saying Duren has the frame and the body size, he has the athleticism to be that guy. Man, that's just a perfect fit to bring him here. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I want somebody here that's going to help elevate Duren. Duren doesn't have a veteran guy that's going to elevate him on his team right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stu's a undersized guy. He works hard, but that Duren's looking at him as more of competition, not looking to him as a guy that, hey, man,
good point.
What do you do for this? What do you do for that? You know what I'm saying? He needs
and it may be the other way around too. It may be the other way around too, as far as because sometimes when you feel as if you're competition, you're not going to help the young buck. Some guys, not everybody. You're not gonna try to teach you how to do, I'm not going to teach you how to do my job. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the mindset sometimes. Just to your point, like with a guy like Dre, it wouldn't be that situation.
Right.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I'm with it, bro. I'm definitely on board with that, man. Just because I feel like he could benefit Jalen Duren so much, man. Somebody mentioned another guy actually who I have been talking to you about and y'all about since last year's playoffs. And I was hoping that maybe Stu could be this kind of player, but I think they're two different players at this point. But this guy right here, this is who I want on my basketball team, bro.
They ain't letting him go.
I know. I was thinking maybe they would because it maybe turned into a fire sale because they made that terrible move of letting Cat go for Randall, who can't stretch the floor. He doesn't play well next to
selfish.
So I was hoping maybe fire sale for them and build around Anthony Edwards again. But I want him so bad, bro. Pause. Just because he does the two things we mentioned that Brandon Ingram doesn't bring. Guess who brings that? Naz Reid. He brings you defense. He brings you toughness. He brings you spacing. He's got a quick trigger, bro. He has got and he's consistent from three. And he can put the ball on the floor. He can do a little bit of everything. And defensively, he would do wonders for this team, bro. Like, if there's a way the Pistons could get him, that would be. I know there may be guys like Lauri Markkanen who may be more talented offensively, but I'd rather have a guy like Naz Reid on my team. When you're in the playoffs and you're trying to win like you watched him in the playoffs last year, you saw how effective he was.
Right.
That's the kind of guy I want on my team today. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But I would, like you said, I'd be happy with Dre too. I would happily have Dre return and be able to have a kind of a fade right up to a sunset in his career type thing. So
right.
I feel you on that.
Cheap.
Yeah. Right. Go ahead.
Backup point guard.
That's exactly where I was gonna go. Yeah.
Backup point guard.
Whoever said Conley in the chat, let me know who that was. I want to shout you out because somebody said Mike Conley, and that was somebody who I was thinking too. Minnesota again. But yeah, King, thoughts on backup point guard? Do we need one? And if so, who do you want?
Got to find a vet to come in behind Cade.
You've been saying that.
Got to.
You've been saying that.
Got to, man. Somebody that can come in here and, like I said, we just need somebody that can control the floor, control the flow,
Yeah.
Even when games get out of hand, to come in and settle things down.
Yep.
You just need it, bro. You need it. The last time I seen the Pistons have that, um, it was during the Corey Joseph era.
I ain't heard that name in a while.
Um, but we just don't have it no more. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, polarizing figure that he is. Oh, yeah, you
Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead. You got it.
No, no, I'm trying to go ahead. Even though he's the polarizing figure that he was, I haven't seen that since we had Corey Joseph,
Yeah.
and then the young guard number 7 on the team. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the floor control.
Right.
We need the floor control. We need the distributor of the basketball when Cade is out of the game. You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? Hey, for what it is, Ivy, when he got the ball, he finds guys. But in certain situations, you need that backup point guard guy to come in and be that. And I just
Yeah.
think that's what we're missing. Sasser's just not that.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jaden needs to work on that too, as far as just taking care of the ball. Right. Sometimes, guys can get a little bit rattled in the road when the team is coming at you full force with a run. But having that experienced point guard who can just settle things down, calm down. I got this. Floor general, who's going to make the right play and not turn the ball over in situational basketball when possessions are important, right? In crunch time, to give Cade a longer chance to rest. So that way he's fresher for the end of the game, which affects, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we don't have right now. I know I mentioned Dennis Jenkins before, but I'm starting to come onto your side now as far as having that veteran point guard, especially now that we're trying to compete for the playoffs and we've lost. Think about how many more games we would have won this season, games we could have stacked had we had a veteran point. We lost 2 games to the Hornets by a total of 3 points.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, just having that point guard, well, I want to Tyus Jones, right? That was my guy, but he went somewhere else. But yeah, we need that. We 100% need that. And I think the guys, the future of this team, the guards, Jaden, for example, could really learn from watching in those situations. Because Cade ain't always going to be on the floor.
Next step for Jaden is, obviously he's not as big as Cade, but moves where he can demand double teams. Right now is just I'm coming off a screen, or I'm just gonna out quick you and attack the basket and dish the pass.
Right.
We need him to be able to be at the top of the key with that ball and take his time and put pressure on the defense to put 2 guys on him or 3 guys, throw 3 guys at him.
Yeah.
That's where he would have to be right now. And that's just not the point of the career where he is right now.
Right.
Which is nothing wrong with that because he's a shooting guard. He's not a point guard. He's a
Mhm.
shooting guard that can pass, which is a plus.
Right.
It's a great thing to have. So
Right.
right now we just need a veteran backup point guard.
Yeah. I think those are the 2 needs: veteran backup point guard and that front court position.
Yep.
I think that'll go a long way to seeing how good Cade can be, because the team isn't perfect yet.
No.
As far as roster construction, it looks so good because of how bad it was last year. But it's still not where it needs to be quite yet. And to your point, that we have some log jams in certain spots. So I think we can kind of turn those things into areas of need into something we need long term. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I wanted to point out one more thing about this game tonight. Cade's instincts are underrated. His understand of game flow and momentum and knowing when to pounce and knowing when to. So what I saw tonight, it was a few different plays. It seemed like every time the Knicks tried to go on a run, Cade would hit a big 3. Every time. One of those times, he actually had a bad foul on Jalen Brunson for that 4-point play. I think he was thrown off because he didn't know who was there until he turned around and saw a lefty over there. So I think he jumped into him because he's used to going to kind of shading the shooting hand. He saw Jalen over there and probably got confused, and that's why he ran into him. But that was a bad foul either way. But every time they went on a run tonight, he came down and hit a big shot. It happened it was 4 or 5 times I saw it happen tonight. They cut it down. They went on a 6-0 run, cut it down to 9. K hit a 3 out of a timeout. Kim's hit a 3. Like I mentioned, the bad foul on Brunson. You know, he got a 3 there. The very next play, he came down and hit another 3. Josh Hart hits a 3 in the fourth quarter. Cam comes right back down and hits a 3. Like he was answering the call every single time tonight.
Right.
Every single time. And so that's what stars do. That's what superstars, and that's I think what we've been waiting to see is that signature game where when you just put your foot in the neck and say, no, you're not winning tonight. And that's what he did tonight. He put the team on his back from the jump and said, we're winning this game. And they didn't let them they got to 4. That was the closest they got, but they never tied it up. They never took the lead. They kept them at bay all night long. So they kept control of the game. And Cade, to me, was the reason why. Just because of his decision-making, bro. Like his decision-making and having the confidence that when they hit a 3 on their run, I'm going to take one and silence you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to shout out his instincts tonight because I think, you know, sometimes you get kind of lost in the sauce with the stats. I know you don't, but I can at times. But just watching the game, just seeing him process and understanding what we need at that time, that's gotta be shouted out too. I gotta give him credit for that for sure.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And you know, kind of mentioned at the top of the stream, we was we know he has it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just about developing it and becoming consistent with it. And that's what I think what we've been seeing over the last, you know, couple of games is him, you know, being more and more consistent with what he's going to go out there and do for you. And like I said, when you get double-digit assists, man, the floor of your team is just going to be, it's going to be great anyway.
Right.
You know, the peak of that Pistons era where we had the other young team with Brandon Jennings when he was getting them 20-point assists, them 20 assist games.
20 games, yeah.
We were at our height.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when you're that close to 20 assists, man, on any night, it's gonna be tough to beat you.
Yes. Yeah. And once again, man, like I know it's easy to be critical of our guys because we're watching every single game with them. But it's a lot of games where the Lukas and the Giannis's and the Shai Gilgeous and all these guys have high assist games, but they have high turnover games too.
Yeah.
High turnover games, 6, 7, 8. They got 15, 16 assists, but they got 6, 7, 8. So it happens all around the league when your usage is that high. It's just going to happen. So when he has a 15-3 game, you have to just let that sink in for a second.
Right.
Because that's not even what I think should be expected. A 5-to-1 ratio, I think the best in the league right now is 4-to-1. I think that's Tyus Jones. So when you get that kind of performance, you really got to pay attention to that and shout that out and not just let it be a ho-hum game. And really just understand that was greatness tonight. That was greatness tonight. Mm-hmm. It's just one game, right? But he's showing what he can be. He's showing it. And on both ends. It was a few plays where he stayed in front and moved his feet on Jalen Brunson. Because, you know, Brunson likes to hunt. He likes to hunt for fouls. Mm-hmm. Cade was moving them puppies, bro. He was moving them feet. He wasn't guarding with his hands. Getting Brunson caught in the air. You can't shoot over him. Turning the ball over to Beasley. Like, it was just good on both ends, man. He is doing it, bro. He's doing it. Like, he is committed to playing both ends of the basketball court and being one of the best two-way players in the league.
Yep.
He's doing it. He's doing it. I got to give him credit, bro. He's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say that about Cade, about our dog.
Yeah, man. And putting that work in, too.
Yes.
You know, I'll be following on Instagram. Shout out to Ashton Cannon.
Oh, yeah. Kennard Auto. Hey, Kennard can hoop, bro.
Yeah.
Kennard can hoop.
It looked like it on that jump shot.
That jumper balance was nice, right? I asked him. I got to ask him if he actually made that shot though, because that picture don't always tell the whole story. Like, was that an air ball, bro? You could tell me. But no, they're my dogs. But yeah, bro, really good performance tonight, man. Really proud of this team, man. Really proud of what I saw from this team. Now we gotta bring this effort every night. Ain't gonna win every night. Ain't gonna shoot well every night. But I gotta see this intensity in this effort every night, just because it's MSG, right? But every game. So that's kind of where I'm at, bro. That's kind of where I'm at.
Well, I think we touched everything, man. Like I said, we just continue to watch the ups and downs of this team and continue to cover it for you guys, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, remember anything that you guys want us to talk about, leave it in the comment section
Yes.
of these live streams so we can bring it up as a topic in the next episode.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. We're gonna have y'all part of this conversation. And y'all coming in hot tonight. So I'm trying,
Yeah.
we trying to get to everybody. But so if you missed something that you want us to elaborate on, like you said, just toss in the comments, we'll get to it for sure.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we appreciate everybody for coming in, man. Man, I got such high hopes for this team to develop and just get better over this season. Hopefully we right. But we're gonna be there every step of the way.
Yep.
Or rather things turn south again, which I don't think they will, but if things turn south again, we still gonna be around, man. That's just how it is. We was here last season.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here going forward. So
And we're gonna be honest.
yeah, we're gonna be honest. We're gonna be honest, man.
Yeah.
So with that said, man, once again, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this live stream. This has been a blast. We got a lot of basketball to play this season.
Sir.
Man, it's gonna be many, many more. So yeah, with that said, I think we good to go.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. We appreciate everybody showing up and showing out, man. Enjoy having this little kickback with y'all after a win, like I mentioned earlier. So we appreciate y'all showing up and showing out, man. And we'll catch y'all next episode. Detroit versus everybody. Peace.